Let's meditate. I want to try something different. You can open your eyes. When we meditate, we are sort of developing a good habit of getting into the state of samadhi, which is no mind, no self. When we close our eyes, it may help because we are not disrupted by the environment, the light, noise, whatever happening. So you want to be like in a cocoon, a little space, your mini universe. Less disturbance from the noise, light, or anything. Stomach growling, it just take away. So you want certain time to do it. Perhaps you can do it in the middle of the city. I think it was Deshimaru is the Zen monk who went to Paris and sat looking at the Eiffel Tower. This must be, 100 years ago or whatever, I don't know, which triggered people to study Zen because he was sitting every day for 3 days or I don't know exactly how long. Yeah, Deshimaru is his name. In Japan, when they meditate, they usually train you to sit quietly, look at about 3 feet forward, down onto tatami mat with half eyes closed. In Vipassana, I think they tell you to close your eyes, but I don't remember. But I'm sure that is the case because that's what happened to me, that I closed my eyes. So that may help. But for today, not because I'm playful. Yes, I am playful. But there's some thought behind this to try. One justification, if I may say so, is that you want to be in the samadhi state multiple times a day. So you can close your eyes for a few minutes even, or 1 minute. Or I often did it. This is 25 years ago. I've been traveling around and meeting people. And there's a conference or discussion. And it gets to go nowhere. And I wasn't in a position to control something. So I practiced. I called it the 1 minute meditation in the middle of the meeting, so that I can utilize my time here and now with my eyes open. So it's like, while you may have closed eye meditation to get into the samadhi state, really focused, that I believe is very good. I think from my experience of 10 days of sitting meditation in Vipassana, closed eyes, was pretty good. I could have done probably with half eyes open, but since it went well, I'm used to do that. But having done Vipassana course more than a dozen times, and since my awakening 25 years ago, I can sense that same state of samadhi with my eyes open, like right now. And how do I know it? You just know it. Maybe if you are not so used to it, you may not have the sense, not knowing in the brain, but perceiving the body is alive. That's one easy way to say it. If your mind is busy, you don't know when the stomach hurt, even. But when you are awake or connected to the root, there's a special dimension you are in, because mind is calm, which you can develop, or it's already there, so it's unlearning of mind-driven habit, so that the mind is calm and quiet, and we practice it throughout. And that's very important. So while I said, let's meditate and suggest that do this multiple times a day, it was just to give a sense of conditioning in the right way, right meaning nature's way. It's not forcing, because meditation should be effortless effort. But the mind gets into the way, so there's a certain discipline, determination, and dedication, and focus in breathing or inner body sensation. But when you are here and now, from moment to moment, you are basically in the state of samadhi, your eyes open. And when the meeting is going on, you can still have that. And that's the 1 minute meditation I talked about in the conference and stuff like that. But I think it's important not switch A to B, meaning that mind on and mind off, or mind not connected to the heart, or mind connected to the heart. So when the mind is connected to the heart, I guess I may be in the state, then the words come naturally, and mind burden of using is not artificial, meaning you are connected to your heart, not on its own, the egocentric way, and manipulate. But this one can be done naturally. So perhaps nobody teaches that, because teaching is easy if you just put the framework and do certain things in certain way. Then you can monitor how things are. But if you are, say, meditating with eyes open, like I'm suggesting you to have your eyes open, so we are actually possibly, depending upon each individual's situation, this multiple times practicing meditation is not meditation per se, but just being in the now. with mind calm. Give me your feedback, because I may want to try this every now and then. Not because I'm playful only, but because that's what ultimately we want to live. There's a story of Shinshu Myokonin discussing about their way of sharing the idea of Namuamidabutsu. This is part of the Buddha's sect. Zen is more simple. Actually, Shin is even simpler than Zen, because the way it approaches is this part, no ego. It's straightforward. Namuamidabutsu means throw away yourself, the whole yourself, for the bowl of Amida. And Amida Butsu. Namu is throw away, Amida Butsu. Namuamidabutsu. Amida Butsu is the Buddha named Amida, who had a vow to save all sentient or human being. And they believe in that vow. So they transcend ego when they practice Namuamidabutsu. And I say Namuamidabutsu is just the word or anchoring point. So at occasion I mentioned, just put your hand on your heart. I feel a strong sensation accentuating right now. So we can meditate like this. I'm just saying, not pushing, just coming out naturally, is I do it every now and then when situations get through too much. I even say Namuamidabutsu a little bit. But I often go like this and even walk around. So we can call it's a good way of conditioning. What path you take depends. And sit and meditate, focus on breathing and inner body sensation is one. In the case of Shin Buddhism and Myokonin especially, who show that they are enlightened. There are many examples, and they are laymen, and even to the point that Shinran, who started the Shin Buddhism, did go through the Zen practice, but he couldn't do it because he thought that's not for him. Not saying Zen practice is bad, but that's his judgment. He was at 9 years old. He went to the mountain where main Buddhist teaching and practice was going on, and he gave up. I'm not saying you should give up, because to me it's really good. But in his case, and what's interesting is that he talked with Honen, another monk who practiced Pure Buddhism, and he got the idea. That is belief in Amida Buddha. Zen approach is let go. Amida approach, or Shin Buddhism, Shinran approach, connected to Honen, is Amida will take care. So he called Zen approach as self-power, that you have to have determination or something. And his learning from Shinran, which goes back, not Shinran, Honen, go back lineage from Buddha, is that but it's a different sect, is that Amida will take care of. So it's other power. So you let go. In Zen, you let go too. But this, for whatever reason, worked for Shinran. So he spent the whole life until age 90 or something, writing, communicating, huge amount of document. Kyogyo Shinsho is the name. It's too complex in a way. It requires self-power to read it. But the bottom line, forget about that. The Myokonin cannot read. Who believed in it? One is called self-power. I believe it's self-power to a certain level, and you have to let go. That's my experience. So ultimately, the awakening happens when your ego is gone and no mind. And therefore, this Namuamidabutsu is, to me, indicate the same. And the talk of Myokonin, I studied a lot, even yesterday and the day before and the day before and the day before. I liked the story. And they talk and point the same awakening. I don't know if I can explain some example. Yeah, here and now, totally. And they say life and death is one. We mind separate, we want to only capture one, but not the other, but comes together. What means comes together, it's the nature's way. Because you may die tomorrow, or whatever. Nothing is permanent. So you just don't want to take this one and live, but you have to accept the reality of life, which is to be self-centered. Acceptance. So it's the same thing. Maybe I can talk more. And this may become a meditation with Namuamidabutsu session. And I like that actually. Because, well, let me say this to you. Give me any feedback. Because I'm a little wild perhaps, but from the heart is what I hope that we can process this. And instead of Namuamidabutsu, you have this, this is the anchoring. And also inner body sensation. There's a touch of your hand with good intention to look. So it's like a vipassana in meditation, inner body sensation with a little touch. Often I say when you're sitting, sometimes you should move. You can move your spine or neck, and that accentuates your realization of inner body activity, which is representing beyond the mind. It happens that make you alive, and the sensation can be spreading out your whole body. Each sect has its own way and the discipline and the protocol. I move around. I do things, but I'm curious to check with others. What's common? What's common is connecting to your heart. And this meditation, sitting, is good because I went through that. But I can relate to this heart-centered way with anchoring by touching heart. So this is a different setting we had today with good intention, not to say this is good or bad, but just good in the sense of hopefully natural process that we may explore. It's your choice. As Hakuin said, and Ikkyu said too, there are various ways to climb up the mountain. And Nenbutsu, which is Namuamidabutsu, is one of them. That's Hakuin. And Dogen says, and Renyo is another one from Shin Buddhism. There's so much communication there. If you put your mind out and to know, but for now, you may want to focus on this one or that one. But I thought after doing more than 200 videos on the Let's Meditate series, and I touched on this Namuamidabutsu, I thought I spent little time on this just for reminder that the path can be different, aiming at the same, and in principle too, if we focus on, say, Namuamidabutsu, no mind, no self. You can keep your eyes open and practice in your day. And just trigger you. Switch from caught up mind, occupied problem, and I have the problem with it, like a computer, some problem. so this one, I think I like this. This is like a brain and heart connecting. Sincerity and truthfulness. You have a good day. May all beings be happy.